Yeah, everything is important, but the links will hopefully introduce a new concept to describing APIs. So basically, links are a way to describe during your design, right? Relationships between responses and other operations, which allow you to pretty much traverse the API. Okay. Now, a lot of people, when they hear something like that, they think, oh, this is hypermedia. So no, this is not hypermedia, because hypermedia is done at runtime. You get the information as part of the response itself. And in this case, and hypermedia in that sense can be very dynamic, so that the links that you get can change for every single request. In our case, we're talking about something that's done during the design of your API, so you're defining what kind of links exist. They do not exist as part of the API itself, so you don't get any additional metadata in the response to be able to follow those links. So pretty much without the API definition itself, you don't have any other information about the links. Okay, so you need that API definition. But the idea is that you can, you can say it saves traffic in terms of what actually comes and goes, but still the clients will be able to follow those links by following the definition itself. And using the same expression language that we mentioned before in the callbacks, you can actually get details from the request itself, even from the request that you end up sending, from the response, from the request, I also mean not just the payload itself or the parameters, but also, let's say, the which operation you did and so on. And you can manipulate all those with this expression language to decide what kind of parameters you end up sending to the next operation. So just to give an example, let's say you get a list of users, okay, as a, you have a get users, and you have a get user address operation, right? So you can you can extract from the list of users each user ID and know how to use the next URL to get the address for that user, right? So that's a link, for example, that you can define. There are no limits to the kind of links that can be defined. And we're really looking forward to see what kind of definitions come out of that. And based on feedback from the community, we hope to evolve and expand this feature further. It does, in a sense, it does allow you to define hypermedia type APIs if you want to, but it's not meant to replace it, and it's not meant to compete with it. It's just a different way to specify relationships between operations. I'll just add one last thing about the links. Obviously, a lot of the logic here needs to be done by the clients again. And this is a great way even in tooling, you can utilize that to automate the process. Okay, and we can when we get to talk about our tools, we'll cover that.